Guys, today's card we're going to be making using the Forever Young cartridge, and I'm going to use the model that is on page 24, which is that one there. And I have got some Anna Griffin fabric which I have already pre-stiffened, which I'm going to use for the actual clothing on the model. And then I've picked out some papers here that I'm going to be using to make the actual card base. Okay, so to start with, the first thing we need to do is take our two pieces of card, which I've chosen two complementary pink pearl cards. I'm not sure if you can see on the camera that they're pearl, and we're going to cut these down to 8 by 8 inches. Okay, so we've cut those down to 8 by 8, and the way I'm going to put the card together is I'm going to have the dark part on the top and the paler part on the underside, so that when it opens, it will open like so. Okay, so I'm going to take the dark part now and I am going to punch along this edge. So I put this one piece to one side, and I've got this super huge Martha Stewart punch, which I'm going to use to punch along this edge. So I'm going to start sort of roughly in the middle, punch down, move across, so that you can see where the silver, if you see there's silver on the punch, and you need to be able to see that perfectly through the holes that you've already done. And that's what is your guide to make sure that you punch that correctly. So we'll do that one. And then going the other way. And one more, tiny bit, I think. There we go. Alright, and then that gives us that look when we put these two pieces together, which is the next job. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do to start connecting these two pieces together is we're going to lightly score a small line along the folding edge of what would be a normal, already pre-scored and pre-folded card. And I'm just going to do it at about 1/2 inch. So we're just going to score down like so. That's quite thick card, so we'll do a couple of lines. Okay, that should be okay now. And then we're just going to fold it back on itself, like that way and that way, just so that it's got all the bend it needs, so that when the person comes to open the card, it will bend. Okay, so now we're going to put our scoring board aside, and then I'm going to punch. I'm going to put the two pieces of card together. Now I've already marked on. I'm going to put them face to, inside out, so colour side to colour side. And I've already marked on here with pencil 5 little marks. So I marked the centre, then I took in about 1/4 inch, and then I marked halfway between the centre point and that 1/4 inch point. So we're just going to line them up like this, just to be sure that we get the holes in the right place. And then I'm going to take a little punch here and punch the holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is turn them out the right way, so that the coloured sides are like so, and then we're going to get our little eyelets, and we're going to pop those through the holes and put them together. Okay, so here's all our eyelets done, but then as you see, then what happens is it just opens up nicely you've got the nice pretty colour. And that's another way of holding it together. It just looks a little bit different. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the Cricut and we're going to start cutting out our model. So here we are at the Cricut. Now I've done this on my Gypsy, so it's all pre-prepared, and I have done my model at 7.5 inches. So it's quite tall, but it is quite a big 8-inch card, so I think that that would be quite good. And then I've got her dress and her little jacket, and that's the only layers that I've done on this one. And again, obviously they're also at the 7.5 inches. Okay, so now to load the mat. Now I'm going to put this at a lower cut setting of 4, blade setting rather, and a lower pressure down to medium. And I am going to do this on multi-cut because I found with the fabric personally that it worked better that way, and I'm just going to do it on a multi-cut of 2. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so now we just unload the mat and go back over to the table and start putting this card together. Okay, so here we are with our pieces cut out, and as you can see it's cut the fabric out really nicely. So now we're just going to put this together. Now I recommend for putting the fabric together that you use something like this Scotch tacky adhesive or even a fabric glue. I found this tacky adhesive is perfectly fine for sticking the fabric together, so but it's personal choice. But I certainly wouldn't, I don't think you sort of something like a glue runner or whatever is going to be strong enough to hold that. Okay, so we just get the little jacket and pop that onto the dress. And the other thing is it just gives you that few minutes as well to just adjust it. There we go. Okay, so we'll just leave that to dry for a few minutes, and then we'll put that onto our lady. I've just glued that up ready, and now I'm just going to stick this on to the model. Again, I've used that quick dry tacky adhesive and just stuck that down. Let's just lift, and then again just leave that to dry for a few minutes before you carry on. Okay, so while we're just letting that dry off, we're going to cut a panel of this red here and put some ribbon. So cut a small panel of that to go there, and then I've got some ribbon. So using the cheetah method, I'm going to stick this ribbon down here. So we'll just measure a piece out. It's probably plenty. And get some tape. 2, 1, 2. Okay, so then just down the centre, stick that down, and then pull that across, fold it around the corner, not too tight so it bends, and then stick it down on the other side. And then we're going to glue that down with my ATG gun. Just put that to one side while I get the ATG. Ooh. Make sure there's enough at that end as well. Okay, and then place that down like so, and then getting some more of the ribbon, just cutting off a small piece to make a knot. I think at the top. And then just trying to twist it so that the colour is on the right part, you know, it's showing through. And then just snipping off the excess, like so. Okay. The next thing I want to do is just pop that to one side for a minute, is now this young lady started to set okay, is to actually get some little gems. Where she's got buttons, I just want to put some little pink gems down the centre of her jacket there. So I'm just gonna, I should have used my craft knife or a pokey tool, but I haven't got it to hand, so we'll just use these scissors. Whoops. And one more. And I think we'll put one up in her hair just to give her like a little hair band on her ponytail. Like so. Perfect. Okay, so now we need just to stick her down. So I think what we'll do is put her on some foam tape and then put her there. So I've put the foam tape on the back of her now, so I'm just going to place her on the front of the card, like so. And then I think on the inside we're going to stamp the word fabulous from this Anna Griffin set of stamps. I'm not sure what collection that's from, I'm afraid. And I'm going to use the Colourbox ink magenta. So just ink this up. Like so. And then using the rocker block, just want to make sure actually that, yeah, if I'm in the centre it's not going to show through from the other side. Okay, and rock that down like so, and there we go. Okay, so that's this time's card. Hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.